I think no matter what you do, you want to be on the highest level you can. Be race car driving or Scrabble championships. You want to be under the bright lights. I need coffee, which there will not be at Sonoma. We're on our way to pick up the car.
Yeah.
It's early in the morning.
It's still early in the morning. We tried to pick the drive day possible and it's wet.
We've beat the sun so far. Hopefully this guy will be here.
Well, a year in club racing, and that I felt like that ran its course. We came in as a complete utter rookie, not really knowing what we're doing, and towards the end of the year, you know, come the last race, we were one of the teams to beat. So at that point, to go and be on top of club racing, well, you've got to look ahead and think next year it's just going to feel small for us, so why not go pro racing? So what we've decided to do is go, and I've dug deep into my savings and sold all my cars, and I've bought myself a Formula Pro Mazda, and we're going to go and run in the Star Mazda Championship next year. Well, that's the plan, at least. Yeah.
This car runs with the Road to Indy series. It races alongside the Indy cars.
We can run at Indy.
At Indy. In fact, we will run at Indy with this thing.
The home of motorsports.
The home of motorsports.
And yeah, you have a toaster inside driving this whole car, which is like the coolest thing.
There's nothing around it. But that's
I mean, what's really exciting about this whole endeavor, this would be a nationwide series.
This is how it's going to be. So it's a really steep learning curve. It's going to be difficult to work out the gradient. This is an engineer talking here. As to whether it'll miss and it'll be rubbish, a peak too soon and get cocky and maybe crash. But if we get it in the middle, then we can be bang on. I think, there's no good reason why we can't do it.
We'd be starting in Florida and traveling around the southeast, making our way up to the Midwest, going to Canada. We'd be international.
Street tracks, you get to do it at ovals, you get to do it at some of the most famous road courses in America.
The adventure, the whole thing, is going to be awesome. And to be able to be, as the schedule goes, pretty much be on track twice a month, 16 times in 7 months or so, that's a really exciting prospect.
Mazda has this open wheel ladder system that accumulates in IndyCar, and it's called the Mazda Road to Indy. There's 3 tiers to it. There's USF 2000, there is the Pro Mazda, which is what we have here, and finally the Indy Lights, which is the feeder series to IndyCar. So this sits on the middle level of the series, and it essentially goes around the country following IndyCar. So you get all the races with all the spectators watching you race, basically a load of hotshot young guns fighting out for a seat up in the next tier, the next level of motor racing. So I'm doing this with the aim of winning the prize. So if you win the championship, you get your seat paid for the next year in the tier above. So if I go and win in Pro Master this year, I get over $500,000 to go and run an Indy Lights.
Really feel like we're part of something and have real legitimate competitors who are there. This is like what they committed their lives to. They're not just hobbyists anymore.
Imagine the IndyCar circuits, all this glorious big rigs of equipment and people and $1 million race cars, and they're all spread about this paddock. Then me and Robbie, just with this, and a tent or two, a trailer,
The Nissan.
and yeah, the Truckzilla, and yeah, we're going to be there doing exactly the same thing, going just as fast as all the other guys, but we're not gorging ourselves on this expensive equipment. We are there with the bare bones of what we need to go fast and go and win.
That would really mean something when car guys like us come to they see this team and they're like, who are these guys? Like, that's relatable. Like, yeah, with what we have, with the talent that we have the ability to take this series by storm. I truly believe that.
I think we've got some talent, and I think we can do some things, and that's what makes it fun. There's hope. There's hope in that.
Most people go pro racing and they spend all this money and they go and they have this team go and prep the car for them. They get their food and their drink made for them. They have everything done for them. They just go and sit in the car, drive as fast as they can, do maybe a good, maybe a bad interview after the race, and then just go back to the motorhome, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, that isn't really what the spirit of motor racing is about. It's more about going and having an adventure and doing it with your friends and kind of doing this real kind of raw and honest thing of trying your best and putting your all into it. It's a horrible thought to know that you're just handing off everything else to somebody else and that you can't have any sort of say in your destiny. And at least for me, part of the motor racing is preparing a car and going and driving to the races and doing everything else. The driving is just one really cool part of it, but the driving by itself is just a really, really expensive hobby, whereas you put it together as the whole of preparing the car and going speaking to your friends about it and just living it, well then that becomes just an awesome adventure you can go and have with your friends.
Sort of the mantra I've been running under all year round is that if there's no good reason why you can't do it, then you can do it, and so far there's only been good reasons of why I can do it, so we're just continuing and pressing on until we run out of talent or sense, and at the moment we've still got both of those, so we're gonna still keep on going.